starting off with some interesting Batman books. Batman Zero from the Snyder Capullo run, the blank cover with a sketch by Jim Lee. 9/8 signature series sold for almost $1,400.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
For Jim Lee. It's not my favorite sketch, can't lie.
Oh, so there's actually a button I can just push.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Oh, Aaron's party without us. What the hell?
It's raining here.
How do you do that?
So, like, I have a little camera button, and it's through Google Chrome.
Oh, Google Chrome.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right. Yeah, the Jim Lee sketch, it's not that good. It's good. It's not great. You know what I mean? It's not like Jim Lee great.
Yeah.
Well, aren't his sketches like 2K now at this point? Like, if you were to get a Jim Lee commission right now, isn't it about 2K?
Probably, yeah. Or yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Marcus paid for his. It was like 2K for one of his. That really, remember, Marcus had some really good Jim Lees. I know he got one for free, and I think he paid for the other one, and there was something wrong with it, so that's how he got the other one. But they're both like, I mean, 10s. They're like they could be covers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did Scott Williams also like?
No, it's just
pure Jim.
Pure Jim Lee, and I think it's pen. I think it might be he might have inked it. You know what I mean? But not like inked it. You know, just kind of not like a inker would. But Batman 121 and 8/0, really nice copy of first appearance of Mr. Freeze. I know Dino always wanted this. I don't know if he ever picked one up. Did he ever pick up a first Mr. Freeze? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I know he always wanted one, but
did he have a low grade at one point in time?
He might have, but almost. I mean, $12,600 for an 8/0 of that book. Holy cow! That's a lot of money. It's probably down too. I wonder what an 8/0. Do you have a GPA? Can you look up GPA on that on the Batman 121?
121. Yeah, not a problem. Let me get that ready.
And then a really nice Batman Beyond #1. I don't know if it was Near Mint Plus, but I did look at it. It looked gorgeous. There was just the back cover, bottom spine side corner on the back looked a little off. That would probably like a little bit of hanging Chad there. That I don't think would give it like a 9/8, but man, it was a really nice copy, and it sold for $348 raw. So
that's pretty good,
right? Those are really fucking good.
Gotta have some good pictures, man. Or really believe in that Near Mint Plus, or really be one of those dicks that always returning shit on eBay.
Yeah. Lord
That's
Zero
hard. That's
says
why
yes.
I definitely don't list stuff Near Mint Plus.
Yeah.
Also, if I had that book in Near Mint Plus, I'd just grade it.
GPA for a Batman 121 at an 8/0. So for 2023, there have been 2 sold. One sold in January for $14,900 and in June for $15K.
Okay, so it's down a little bit, but still. Ooh.
But and then the high in 2018 is not that much or whatever. It's $15,706.
Okay, so I that's pretty good, man. It's pretty good.
I mean, that's definitely like I flipped it during COVID, and now I'm buying this book back.
Yeah, for sure. Raw Graphics Magazine Volume 1, #1, the Art Spiegelman comic that's famous for having the mouse stuff in it originally. I don't think it was in issue #1 though, but this is a crazy, book that you don't see very often. It sold raw for $246. And then a Tip Top 173 in rough shape. First appearance of the Peanuts in comic books. Sold for $448.
That's cheap.
Yeah. And then this blew me away that this is still getting this much money. It's not even the newsstand. A 9/8 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 from the Archie series with the first appearance of Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady, sold for $381 with 47
Dude,
bids on the 9.8.
Isn't that down like $1,000 or some shit?
No,
Yeah,
the
but was it-
9.8
yeah.
was that high, but I don't think. I mean, this newsstand was that high, but I don't think a direct was that high, right?
I think it was more. It's down. I'm sure of that.
It's down
there was, like-
definitely, but I can't believe it's still getting that much.
There's like 4 or 5 different versions though too.
There's
like
the Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian price variant. There's direct Canadian
this-
price variant newsstand as well. So depending during that time period, yeah, we were selling 1,200 cells or whatever. But I want to say directs were like 500 to 600. Oh, what am I saying? I have GPA open right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, man, that still blows me away. That's because we'll see here in a little bit. Some books that were getting $600 and $900 a year ago are getting like $100 nowadays. It's crazy. And I'm talking about major keys that we thought were major keys a year ago. It's nuts. I know the newsstand was really high at one point. It was like $2,000. I think a high sale of the newsstand was $2,000,
Probably.
or the Canadian price newsstand probably. I like that book because I'm such a big fan of Krang. I think Krang is such a great character, and I always wanted it just for that. I always love that. I think it's which number is the second print that has Krang on it from that original run?
Is this
thought
the
was Krang.
80? Is this the 89 version?
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures? Is that right?
yeah,
Okay. Where it's like an ongoing series, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So. All right. For this year, last sale was $225 for a 9.8 for a regular. Canadian price was $335. Canadian, that's the newsstand. Canadian newsstand price variant is $335 in a 9.8. Canadian price variant is a $257, and the newsstand is a $382
So this
for
is
this
up.
year.
I mean,
for
this
this
is
year.
up. How much is a direct for this year?
So a direct for this, yeah, that's for this year of the last sale.
How much?
So the high is 288, low.
So here's
209.
381 right here.
And then in 2021, directs got up to 810.
So there we
And
go.
then 22 was 400 high. 2023 was 312 high. And then
So
you
it's
could get
up,
it at
which is
this-
crazy.
Yeah, like in 2022 you could get as low as $100 as a low. So like as buy a dip price, right?
Yeah,
As
it
you
really
would
took
say.
off at one point.
Yeah, and that was in 2021.
Yeah.
Like the low of that year was 192 and the high of 810 with 42 sales.
There we go.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
Ghost Spider. Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 1, a 9.8 of the Ji Hung Lee variant, the 1 in 100, sold for less than $2,000. Less than
ooh, I would have bought it
$1,200.
at that price.
How about $1,185?
Yeah, at 1185.
Hell
That's
yeah,
a buy
man.
for. Yeah. Like I need another copy.
It'll get
Can't
below
wait to show you
1,000,
pickups
bro.
next week. No, I'm joking.
It'll get below 1,000. I'm telling you. This book I love. I talked about it on the Hot 10 last week. I love the Ghost Machine stuff. I love the world they're creating over there. Always been a big fan of Jason Fabok. And I love this Rook idea. And this is the Ghost Machine one shot that came out last week, the 1 in 100 Fabok variant, and they actually signed all the 1 in 100s. There are some 1 in 100s that were comp copies that didn't get signed, so be on the lookout for those. I don't know if any have sold recently, but here's the signed variants. They signed all the 1 in 100s that were actual 1 in 100s, weren't comp variants. It sold for $325 raw.
Wow.
Yeah. To me, this next book is a buy all day. $100 for a 9.8 copy of Go-Go Power Rangers number 25, the 1 in 20, which is the Nirvana variant homage. From a 2017 book for a 9.8, it's a 1 in 20 also ratio. I'm all over this for $100 or less.
Nice.
Kidding me?
My favorite homage is the still the Deadpool mark with the
Yeah.
mouth.
Yep. I agree.
Oh yeah, that is.
There's a good Ninja Turtle one too, right?
Yep. There's a good Ninja Turtle one. There's a good zombie one for Arthur Sidem for the zombie series he did. It's really good.
Jovin Jordan did a good job with
Yeah,
his on the.
I still haven't got the
miniature.
Jovin Jordan one. I need to get that one. Next, here we go. Thundercats #1 in near mint condition. They're claiming a raw copy in near mint condition sold for $127.38. So seeing a little rise in that. What's that?
I gotta pull out whatever Thundercats I got.
Yeah, I got a couple more copies I gotta take a look at. So this G.I. Joe Cobra #19, the retailer incentive Baroness cover is one of the rarest G.I. Joe covers you'll ever see. It's one of the most beautiful G.I. Joe covers you'll ever see. This is the Jimi Hendrix homage. And it sold raw this week for $852. There was some spine ticks on it, though, according to Stein. Yeah. It's such a rare book. And then this blew me.
I mean,
One guy had a few of them. So another guy somehow got a couple of them from him for
traded something he really wanted.
Nah, I don't know if the guy was a super comic guy. I don't remember how the guy had a handful of these things. And so I know I pressed two of them, and they're not going to be easy. They're the thicker card stuff, and I think they came back like 9-0, 9-2. They weren't. There's nothing you could do, But still, he's got them.
Yeah,
and I don't know what he paid, but he definitely didn't. I think he might have paid like $200 each or something.
Yeah, those are tough books. Berserker 198 signature series signed by both Keanu and John Boy Myers.
Nice.
Yep, 3,000 for this book. Still blows me away that it gets that much.
Do you remember when someone found the copy at a Goodwill?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was
Berserker 1?
Yeah,
Yeah,
signed. The
and
signature series.
in the slab too.
Yep.
Wow. Someone's mom is terrible.
Yeah.
Or wife or girlfriend, most likely.
Somebody passed away from COVID, and they just grabbed their box of comics and took it to Goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Star Wars #6, a 35-cent. Did the 35 centers happen up to 6 or 5? Chat, let me know. Pretty sure it was 6 by the looks of this. I don't remember if it went up to 6 or not, but it looks like it. This
It says
very
reprint,
fine.
though.
It's not in. This is not in high grade, and it sold for $242.
Yeah, because I asked Nate or somebody, and I think he said it ends at it's either 5 or 6 is where they change it. But I can't remember. Oh, it's 7.
Okay, so there we go.
Or
Right.
that's what Reef the Sea Forever is saying.
Okay.
Is that, yeah.
So there we go. It says here Star Wars 35-cent variants. Let's see here.
Oh, DT is saying Star Wars issue 6 selling because Dave Stevens has first Star Wars art panel inside.
Is that why that's selling from so much? Get the fuck out of here. No way.
I mean, I'm sure it helps to be a 35-cent variant too as well. If that's when the price variant matters.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see.
Marvel's 35-cent price variants.
It's just newsstand reprint.
Star Wars 1 through 4.
Yeah, I don't see it's not
Yeah.
35 cent.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not a variant.
Oh, and then you can see the reprint box in the corner too, in that green box by Luke Shoulder
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
corner box.
Yeah.
So
It says reprint.
yeah. I mean, that
I don't
that
know,
should be
man.
no
15
more than-
bids? That's a great question why that is
should-
selling.
That should only be like a $10 book at tops, if
Yeah.
that. And that
Yeah.
that's if you're like been hit over the head and been drinking too much the night before at a con. And you're like, oh, that looks good.
Here are two more books that I wish I would have seen because I would have totally been in on them. Punisher number 6 and number 7, the Jim Lee Wolverine, or Wolverine meets the Punisher. Jim Lee doing the art and the covers. And they're both signature series signed yellow labels, 9/8, and they sold for less than $200 each. Are you kidding me? One sold for $122. I mean,
It's
those
because
are
Comic
great
Man
books.
Andy bought them underneath you. Didn't tell you.
I'd be all over that. All over
Because
that.
isn't he going for the 9/8 complete set run on this?
I think he
I know
is.
he's going. But I know he's doing blue labels.
I haven't
but-
talked to Comic Man Andy in probably a month, man. We quit doing the Tuesday show. He wanted to take a break, and I haven't talked to him. He's got the link for every show. He knows he can just jump in, but I haven't heard much from him. He said he's been working a lot, and he couldn't do he had to take a break on the Tuesday show. So
Yeah, I haven't heard him chime in a couple of group chats we're in.
yeah, I got to check
No.
on him. Yeah. All right. Next, Todd McFarlane signed Wizard #1, the San Diego Comic-Con copy, but this is the file copy. It is a 9/8. It's a file copy. It's sold. It's a signature series, and I love how that green pops on there. And I think that's why it sold for over 1,000. But these file copies, we've been seeing a ton of them, and it sounds like there's a little fuckery going on. And if you guys didn't get the chance, go check out Swaggle House's recent interview he did with 99 Newsstand, where 99 Newsstand brought these up and mentioned that there's a little bit of fuckery going on. So we might have to hit up 99 Newsstand, see if he can come on and talk about these Wizard file copies. 99 Newsstand is one of the guys who was really heavy on the Wizard #1 newsstands. You remember that one that sold for I think 15 grand or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. He talked about that, and he recently said he sold one for $12,000. So, but these file copies, there's some fuckery going on. And there was another non-signed file copy of this in 9/8 that sold for 500 or less than 500. So there's some kind of fuckery afoot with the file copies. We'll have to find out more on that. There might not be fuckery, it just might be a lot of them. Who knows? Usually when it comes to those file copies, there's not a ton of them, but it sounds like there's a ton of those. 2 Max graphic novels, hardcovers. Volume 7, which is both of these have just great covers. I mean, the all black with the art that pops like that. And $327 for the volume 7 and $182 for volume 5. So hardcovers, man, certain ones, they sell for a lot.
You probably think that later issue would go for a little bit more too.
Who knows? Who knows? All right, so there was a ton of sales of movie stars and actresses signing big variants and comics, like the perfect comics that you would get them to sign. There was a ton of them that were dropped on eBay again by the same seller that's always dropping them, and a lot of them sold for way less than I thought. I mean, a lot of them took a big dip, like so much so that I think that they sold for less than it cost to get their autographs.
Wow.
But this one is one that I thought was kind of cool, and it actually it sold for a decent amount. The Batman '89 #1 movie poster foil variant. I think Big Time Collectibles probably did it, obviously. And it's signed by Michael Keaton in silver, which is very cool. If he would have signed that in gold, it would have looked amazing. I think that's silver. But it's a 9/8 signature series yellow label, and it sold for $743. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero 154, second to the last issue. What do they call that? The penultimate issue. 154, and it's a newsstand with the subscription card inside, which is very cool. Most of those actually, got ripped out. $110 raw. There was some great Golden Age books too that sold this week, but I'll just show you some of the ones that I really liked. Prize Comics number 58, love that cover. What a great fucking cover, man. Boxing cover, dude on the mat. Death is over there counting them out. I mean, that's fucking awesome. Creepy. Sold for $275. What a great. I mean, you can pick one of those up for less than a lot of these moderns. Did you see how much that Thrawn book, the variant, that Torin Clark, that was number 1 on the Hot 10 is selling for now? It's a $350 book. You could have bought this book instead of that Thrawn variant. Oh, here's some interesting stuff. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 569, $370 for a 9.8. I think somebody saw it and just scooped it. Because I feel like that is a $500 plus book.
Oh, like an easy snipe or something like that, where you can do that at a weird night, and then
That's such a tough book. Isn't that
where,
great?
Where people didn't catch it and it didn't get bid up or whatever.
Yeah.
Or people weren't really competing for it, right?
Have you pressed many of those, Sean?
The 569?
Yeah, the second print.
Yeah. I mean, it's an easy press, but nobody gave a shit about it when it came out.
I've seen
so there's
quite a few of those
back covers on it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It felt like it had the printing issues, right? Where it, like scuffs, really bad scuffs on that issue.
There may be some printing lines, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, a lot of the issues I've seen.
You just don't see a lot of them in the high, in high grade.
Yeah. Evil Ernie number 198 back up 2150. I think it dropped below 2,000, but this looks like it was just a one bid sale. So somebody had it up and took an offer, I imagine. So still a great book, tough in 9.8. And then I really love
trust the market to get it up to that price.
Yeah,
it's like this is the minimum I will take on this book.
Yeah. I love this Simpsons book. Right. It's signed and remarked by Matt Groening and Bill Morrison. Just a great signature series book to get signed by Groening and then get a Bill Morrison, sketch. Perfect placement of the sketch. That's excellent right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, $1,000. Here's another book that I'm all in on, especially with. I mean, are you kidding me? Wolverine 17 with the Wolverine 17 label in a 9.8, super tough, iconic John Byrne cover to get in high grade, less than $150. Did you sell that, Sean?
Did I sell that? No, I didn't get that. I didn't do cover. I did like the Secret Wars cover match, but not on that one. But people do send me cover match things for the labels. Like for that Black Panther, there's a Jungle Action. Secret Wars 8, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the one, but yeah.
Man, that is so beautiful. I would love a newsie for that book. I love how the Wolverine box, the corner box in the upper left is like off red.
Yeah.
And then Omega number 1, a 9.8. Obviously, I think all of these are qualified. First Tim Vigil Faust, right? So $810. You don't see that very often, that book sell very often. And I think all of the 9.8, they're all qualified, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Another great Golden Age book, another great cover. Love that cover, man. Venus 19. It's a 5.5, tough. I mean, just beautiful. Sold for just under $3,000. I'm going to have to buy one of these now. Probably one of the best Disney covers I've ever seen. It's a Carl Barks cover. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 40. It's a freaking hourglass with Donald and Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Like, that is a perfect freaking cover right there, in my opinion. I will have to buy one of those now.
It's pretty freaking awesome.
Right?
Yep.
$176. And then this right here blew me away. Blue Bolt, Volume 2, number 4. Killer Skull cover, 1941. Presents well. It's a little rough up in that, upper right left corner up there. And there's some, it's not great, but it presents well. $370. That's a great buy. And then Super Sentai number 2, or Sentai number 2 for some Power Rangers. A 9.4 sold for $476. So that's up a little bit more.
I thought it was down.
Oh, it got down. It was real down. I mean, it got down to like $200.
Really?
Yeah, for 9.4.
In a 9.4?
Yeah.
Yeah, like because
Yeah.
I want to say Phil set a record with however much he sold it. Like it was.
Yeah, he sold
It
the
was a
9.4.
9.4.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
For like 800 or
Yeah.
something like that.
I thought it was at least 4 figures. Where it was
Wow,
like
really?
At least a
Yeah,
K.
that's what I thought.
$2,000?
Yeah, I thought it was like
Four figures,
multiple Ks.
gold,
Like
Take a
like
quick look.
2
I
Ks.
gotta go take a leak real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, I'll look it up. It's Sentai 2, right?
Yeah.
Sentai number 2. And then the crazy part that it says Power Rangers on the cover, and then it's like not even it's not even like a Power Rangers book or whatever.
They're not even in there. Yeah, it looks
It's
like
a different.
the 9.8.
It's a different Power Ranger or some shit like that. Okay, 1994. I found
Yeah,
it.
somebody sold the. Damn, 2022. Somebody bought a 7.5 for 700. A 6
Okay.
in 2023 for 771.
A 98 sold for 3K.
Just now.
Yeah, in 2023. Okay,
Yeah, that's pretty.
did he sell a 9.4 or was it 9.6?
Yeah, so that 9.8 just graded.
Okay, a 9.6 in 2021 sold for 6K. And then in 2023, the high was 680.
9.6 2021. Yeah, 9.6 in 2021 for 6,000. Goddamn.
And
And now there's
2020
5 9.8s. So poor somebody. I don't know who, man.
And then the
Oh, God.
9.2 in 2021 sold for 3,410.
Oof. That is rough. man.
And then 2022 sold for 1,560. And
Yeah,
that's a
that's
9.2.
crazy.
Yeah, so a 9.6 sold for 6K.
Doc Joe, why my dick isn't dirty? I wash my hands. Don't worry.
With spit.
You had to use your hands. I'm at home, man. You just pulled down.
Yeah, my dick's not dirty.
Hey, dude, nobody wants to know what's on these mouses, dude.
Yeah. How much did it sell for?
And
Well, there's a bunch. So a 9.8 was 3,000 last month. But what would you find? So there was 2021 6,000 for 9.6.
yeah, first 9.6
Wow.
in 2021 it sold for 6K. And then in a 9.4 a high of 2023 of 635. So I guess it's down.
Yeah, just weird timing on some of them.
And then a 9.2 in 2021 sold for 3,410.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
And then 2022 a 9.2 sold for 1,560.
Wow.
And then in 2023 it dropped down to 765, and then it went as low as 265.
Yeah, Doc Joe says get a catheter for the next show. Be professional. Could have peed in the bottle.
Oh, you're not supposed to wear diapers on these shows?
I just piss and towel. I just have a towel down there. I pee
Yeah,
in
you just
my
have a
new
towel
house.
down there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I have a bucket sometimes.
Just pissing
And
in
then-
towels.
Yeah, and then I just
God.
that's why I mute every so often.
That's an old school one from way back when, you guys.
Well, that's from trying to
Winter
make fun of
chicken
Neil
dinner.
Adams.
If you can,
He
yeah.
said I never saw him get up, man. He's peeing in towels.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Here's another great buy. For $158, you can get a 9.8 Uncanny X-Men 251, a classic, iconic Mark Silvestri Wolverine cover. I mean,
Yeah, I really
get the
like that. I've always loved that cover.
even get the Witchblade homage before homages were cheesy. I love
Oh,
these
man.
old school. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I need to make a cheesy sign where it's
Yeah.
just like a block of cheese and it says cheesy.
Yeah. Watch out. You'll get kicked out of Discords for saying that.
Oh,
Not the Beyond Wednesdays, done. If you guys want to join, link is below. It's always free. More fun comics. A killer Silver Age Spectre comic. Is it Silver Age? Yeah, it's Silver Age, right? More fun? Maybe it was Golden Age. Sorry, Golden Age.
Gold. That's definitely gold.
Yeah, definitely Golden Age. Love the old school Spectre covers. the More Fun Comics Spectre covers. This is a great one. I'm not a big a fan as the Golden Age Spectre. I'm not a big fan. I like Neil Adams Spectre stuff, but I really love the the 90s, like 1990 to 98 maybe. John Ostrander run. If you guys ever get a chance, just go check it out. I think there's like 80 issues. They're awesome reads. I was reading that at the same time I was reading Sandman. And I got into the Spectre and Sandman at the same time in the 90s because I went through this really cheesy phase where I wanted to be all, like, not be religious, but know about religion. And I really got into, like, you know, that whole angels, you know, hating on kind of, you know what did it for me, I think? Remember when that movie The Prophecy came out with Christopher Walken? I was really into that movie. That movie was one of my favorite all-time movies. And then I think I read The Divine Comedy at the same time. And I geeked out so hard on that, like, famous, like, what's the other thing about, not From Hell, but the old school book.
The Dante's Inferno or whatever.
No, that's the Divine Comedy. The other one, chat, let me know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, really geeked out over that, and I fell in love with the Spectre's Ostrander run because it's just exactly that. There's some amazing moments in it, and it's perfect. So, you know, if you get a chance, go read it. Batman Almost Got Him tape set. A lot of people ask about this book, what it's selling for. Anytime we talk about the Harley first appearance, or Batman Adventures 12, this is considered the first Harley Quinn in anything, right?
Well, is Comic Scene 32 ahead of it?
I think this may have came out before Comic Scene 32.
I don't think it did.
It didn't? Okay. Okay. Chat or people in the description, give us an update on that. I think Sean might be right because he's definitely was in on those pretty heavy. But
yeah,
a lot of people talk about this and ask what this always sells for. So here you go, $427. Looks like mint on card. So, all right. Here you go, Yi. A 9.8. The ASM Collectible Classics Chromium you can now get for $800.
That was actually the original. I saw a 9.8 in the store, and they wanted $800 for it.
Wow!
And I almost pulled the trigger on it, but at the time, that was a higher price than a 9.8 ASM 300, and I was like, why would I spend more money on a reprint than the actual book? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, like, in my mind.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then, you know, pandemic happened and it became a 3K book.
Yeah.
Like, basically overnight or whatever. And then, you know, we see what real ASM 300s were going for at that point.
So Sean was right. Comic Scene number 31 came out in 92.
Mm-hmm.
And then Batman Almost Got Him came out in 93. So
I don't know. I think I sold. One time I had the only two 9.8s. And I don't remember. I think I might still have one. I don't know. And I sold one for $1,200.
yeah, that's a crazy series. I love. Doesn't one of those also have the first Venom in it, right? Or one of the first appearances of Venom?
Comic Scene 2, and I just sold that for like $1,000.
Wow.
They just kept adding to there, so and that was a PayPal invoice at least, so you're not going to see the sale.
Wow.
But I graded it myself 5 years ago when there were only, I think, 3 of those, and so mine was newsstand. And after years and years of waiting for offers, I was like, okay, all right, fine. I can take $1,000 for a magazine I've had for like 6 years.
Yeah.
That I graded myself, so it was, all $40 into it.
Iron Man 128, a 9.8, the famous alcoholic cover. I love this one because it's one of those early direct distribution books with the crossed out barcode, which are, if you do a deep dive on that, trust me, you'll like the information you get. But this is a 9.8 of it, and it sold for less than $1,000, $812. I feel like that's going to be a good buy. If it keeps dropping, even at $800, I'm not mad at that. It's a great book. That's a key.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh.
It's almost as good as the Koi Cakes variant. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys remember that.
Yeah, you can buy. I
Yeah,
wonder if
Arnold
shirts
drew
are.
that, dude.
Did you guys do shirts of that?
No, unfortunately, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
That was better than all the shit we did.
Uh-huh.
Venomized Koi.
Well,
Crime Illustrated
That-
#1 classic EC crime cover, and this is a 4.0 sold for less than 150.
None
Oh,
of those,
so
those
made-
mag size ones, they don't sell that well. I don't know
Yeah.
why they don't.
It's weird.
I literally don't know why.
Yeah.
Nate and I are still supposed to meet up with Koi at some point in time and eat at his parents' restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm so excited because I love Vietnamese food. So
Next, Hack/Suicide Girls annual #1.
Tough book.
Yeah, all these hacks. There's so many of those hack/ covers or books are tough to find, and the Suicide Girl stuff is crazy tough. So, 22 bids, $270 for a raw cover, raw book. I don't know how many of the platinums are out there of the Danger Girl 2. This is a 9.6 signature series. I know Stein's always talking about the Ruby variant for it, but another classic J. Scott Campbell cover sold for a 9.6 signature series, sold for just under $400.
I don't remember if the Ruby Red or the Platinum's more rare, but either way, that's a fucking deal.
Yeah. And then I love this J. Scott Campbell Negative Space Rogue variant. It's just so good. I know he's, biting on John Tyler Christopher, but still, this is just excellent. John Tyler Christopher one's good too, but this one's just beautiful. And 9.8 for $237 of that book. I don't feel bad about that.
if we're talking specifically about the J. Scott Campbell versus the JTC Rogue negative variant, I like the J. Scott Campbell one a lot better.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
And then this book was shipped like crap too, if you remember. Like, because high grade raws were selling for like $200.
Wow. Well, it's time
At
to start
one point in
looking
time.
if you didn't get one. They're coming back to earth.
If you want a 9.8,
Yeah. This is interesting. Nellie the Nurse #1 from 1957. A 5.5. It says top of the census, so I don't know if 5.5 is highest graded out there, and there's probably a bunch of them, but 5.5 Nellie the Nurse #1 sold for just under $1,000, $927. Look at that cover, man. That red and yellow just pops. Mystery Men Comics #9. One of the best Alien covers out there. One of the earliest Alien covers. It's a Lou Fine Golden Age cover. 1940. A CGC 1 sold for $1,000. So that's a great buy. Whoever got that. And then I'm nauseous when I talk about this next one. This one was in my watch list, and I spaced on it, and I could not believe that it sold for $208. I'd be all over this every day for probably twice that. I feel like that book is just so underrated, and it's so hard to find those in high grade copies. And I would have paid double that, man. I mean, that's fucking awesome. And that's one of my Grail items right there.
you need to get one of those sniping tools for eBay.
Yeah.
Like where a bot just like bids in, puts your like maximum bid at the very last second, so you don't get like someone doesn't shill bid you or whatever.
Yeah.
What's the what's a good one that worked? Mine eventually like just disappeared.
Yeah, mine I was paying for forever died.
So I use a free one actually that works really well.
Text it to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
And then next, here's the
we don't
book.
need everyone on it.
Yeah. Here's the next. Here's the book I was talking about in the beginning of the market report. This fucking blew me away. A 9.8 Black Panther #2. First appearance of Shuri, sold for $113.
Wow, that's weird.
Is that a book you would buy back into though?
Oh fuck yeah, for $100. I feel like that character they like it man,
They're going to expand more onto Shuri. and
I
stuff
don't
like
know if
that?
they can, but I wish like that character is a great character, especially in comics.
No.
I just can't believe how much that book has died. $113. I mean, I was selling that for $900.
Wilbert, 133 too much. Oh, it's 113.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
$6 shipping on a slab too. Like, honestly, you can't really beat that price.
Oh,
It's free in my store. Everybody check it out.
Yeah, I do free shipping as well too.
Because it's definitely free, right?
Or I adjust my
I got
price.
tricks. I got new cheap tricks.
Oh, you got new treat tricks. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I guess we'll be talking after the show.
Intimate Confessions #1, pre-code Golden Age romance, Avon comic, 1951. Those Avon comics, man. $810 for 6.0. Look at that. That's a cool Golden Age romance book. Yeah, Power Snipe. I remember Power Snipe, Justin Shannon. And then another great Carl Barks. First Carl Barks art. 4-color #9. Another Grail. Love to own one of these. Just absolutely amazing. $1,300 for a 3.0. Next, you guys, we talked about the War Bonds cover, the Donald Duck War Bonds cover last week, I think. And then I saw these this week. Shout out to John Z. I know he's a fan of Mary Marvel and Captain Marvel and all that shit. And I wonder if he took a shot at these or if he owns these already. But I love these because they both have the war stamps on them. And I think that would be a cool thing to collect, the War Bonds or the War Stamp covers, because a lot of comics did it where they actually, and they have the real one up there. And yeah, $425 for the 6.0 Mary Marvel WoW Comics #27, and a 7.5 Captain Marvel Jr. #21 for $314. I think those are both great buys. And then that Two-Fisted Tales 7.0 of Two-Fisted Tales #30 is such a great. I mean, look at that cover. What a great cover.
That's great.
Yeah, $640 for that 7.0.
Probably hard to find with that color.
Yeah, what a
Still
great
with that
buy.
color.
All right, vintage Masters of the Universe Wonder Bread He-Man, the Grail of He-Man. One sold for just under $3,000. Somebody bought it, took a snipe at it, I guess, or put an offer. The buyer put an offer out. Tough figure to find, especially with the accessories. I still think they're looking for like the original Wonder Bread ad for that. Like that's something that they can't find, but they can find the figures, which is really crazy.
Oh, do you think the original reel of film or whatever probably got destroyed, or because like
No,
film
I'm not
degrades
talking
over
about I'm not talking like TV ad. I'm talking like ad, on the Wonder Bread or anything that shows it.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong. G.I. Joe. You guys know I love Snake Eyes. It's not my favorite Snake Eyes, but it's up there. And our boy Nate has one of the greatest G.I. Joe stories about this figure. It's just such a great story. And if you guys haven't heard it, go find
Ask him about it.
Yeah, ask him about it. He's talked about it on here too. We got.
He's talked about it on multiple times,
Yeah.
multiple shows. Yeah.
$3,000 for this carded mint on card figure. It's not graded, but still crazy. First version 1 of Snake Eyes, 82. $3,000, 51 bits. And then another Grail Hasbro figure. This is the Transformers G1 Grimlock in box, mint and sealed box, not graded, sold for $2,430. I loved Grimlock, man. Grimlock and then the Stegosauruses were my first two Dinobots that I got. And then this is super cool. M&M Slim Shady LP, the 20th anniversary limited edition chrome cassette tape. Right? How fucking cool is that? I would want that, and I'd want to get it graded. Yeah, I didn't know it existed either. I want to get it graded.
I like the parental advisory sticker on that. That's awesome.
Yeah. $179. And then 2000 playoff contenders football. 1 pack. $912 for 1 pack for your chance at pulling a Tom Brady rookie that's probably not even in the entire box. One of the rarest.
It's
Tom
a
Brady
redemption.
cards. No.
No, I'm just joking. That was
yeah, that would suck. They would definitely not fulfill that. And then Teen Angels 21 from 1983, a magazine with a wraparound cover, OG lowrider culture, sold for $102. That's badass. I love shit like that. Magazine. And then a Listen and Fun Tripwire Men on Card sold this week for $496. You guys, I talk about this figure all the time, but I don't talk about the other two Listen and Funs that I remember seeing, which was a My Little Pony, and then they did a Transformers Cliff Jumper one. And they're all horrendous. They all look terrible. Not as terrible as the Tripwire variant, but the carded version of them all look bad. But the Tripwire one sells for the most. And then we've got a couple more here. This signed Back to the Future #1. It's a 9/8 signature series with Michael J. Fox, Claudia Wells, Thomas Wilson, Christopher Lloyd, all signed. Shout out to JJ's Comics and Art. And it's even got a cool back cover. There's JJ's logo. I like that back cover. The Out of Time. And this sold for $1,500, 36 bits. Pretty cool. I like this Spider-Man, even though it's a 9.4. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 36. I don't like that it's a...
jam piece, basically?
A scroll.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't a scroll, this would be amazing. But I like how they got the city in the back. It's got Ramita Jr., Scott Hanna, Stan Lee. David Finch did the sketch. Ramita Sr., Ramita Jr., Scott Hanna, and Stan Lee. Sold for $959. Pretty cool. And then I've never seen this. It's a poster. 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles official Turtle Force Collector's Edition poster. It's stamped, numbered to 25,000. I doubt there's hardly any of these still out there. But it sold for $117. So, pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then this is badass to me. Remember when DC did the Just Imagine Stan Lee doing like their characters? Well, this is the Batman that he did with Joe Kubert, and they did Dynamic. I think it's Dynamic Forces. Yeah, Dynamic Forces. There you can see there, and it's signed by Stan Lee and Joe Kubert, and it just looks good. Even though the Stan Lee that it ran a little bit, but I like, the way it looks usually on this. That one ran a little bit, but even though there's 1,500 out there of these, you don't see them that often. And for 121 bucks for Stan Lee and Joe Kubert autograph on a book they both worked on, that's dope.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this book sell for this much? The Punisher Countdown DVD exclusive mini comic, signed. Look how beautiful that looks. I have never seen this.
Like that.
Yeah, I've never seen this. Lionsgate Film. The back has the open water. I mean, signed by them all. Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon, Jimmy Palmiotti, and Bradstreet. That's so cool. $1,225.
You knew it was some sort of like meticulous collector that never gets signatures or whatever to bring them a fine red tip point pen.
Unless
you know,
they
to
all
sign.
came like that. Did they all come like that? I mean, because I've never seen that book.
Must have come inside a DVD. I just don't know
Yeah.
which one.
A signed copy of an exclusive comic created specifically for the Punisher DVD release.
But I mean, is that actually signed or is that?
Yeah, it's actually signed, bro.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like someone like to get all those signatures, they definitely brought like a red.
Oh, unless
know.
it came with those. You know what I mean? Did it come with those?
Oh, where it's like a
A special
where it's like
DVD.
like a one of one Punisher
Or
mini comic, right?
100, you know, or 200, or, you know.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just like some obscure low number amount, right?
Yeah. And then this is crazy. So this guy had a couple of these. This Quattro, is it Quattro or is it Quado from what was that movie with Schwarzenegger?
Oh,
Total Recall. Was it Quado or Quattro in Total Recall? I can't remember.
Like,
I think it was
I don't remember
Quado.
either.
Yeah,
I think it's called a Quado, right?
I think it was Quado. Yeah,
Yeah.
but this
'Cause-
is
'cause
crazy.
They made fun of it on Rick and Morty.
They
Or
used
Guado.
Yeah, they used to. So back in the day, they would rip covers off and send them the covers back to the publishers to get some of the money back on books that didn't sell, and then they would take those books that got the covers ripped off, and either sell them to a distributor that puts them in these big bag of comics, 2 for 19 cents or 3 for 75 cents. And this one is still bagged, and it's got a House of Secrets 92 and Astonishing Tales 6 in it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Coverless, yeah. So for $172.50, right? And then he has
Yeah.
other ones. Check this out. I mean, he's got some great comics. This Wizard, Top Notch Comics #1. Like, look at that. But hold on, let me show you this. This is cool.
Anna loves screaming at her phone right now, being like, "Brian, don't tell everyone where I'm buying."
I know. Here's another one: Batman 232 and Amazing Spider-Man 101. This is also the guy who sold the early Peanuts stuff. So crazy, dude. Those are crazy. Yeah, man. We'll talk more about these in the future, I imagine. And then finally, the Great EC Reunion by this guy has a couple of these that are available. This sold for $180.50. It's from 2000, and they just did all these cool EC fan addict stuff. I don't know if there's any EC people that know much about this, but I think he sold some more. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this one right here. This one he sold for $180. This one he sold for $197. And this one he sold for $66. It's different color pins. They only made 100 of these, only 200 of these. I can't believe this one sold for so much less than this one. But those are pretty crazy. Yeah, very interesting. I mean, look at this. Like the WonderCon program signed by 30 people. I mean, are you kidding me? We should have all taken a shot at that. Signed by 30 people, and it's a great Watchmen cover. For $83.
Oh wow!
Chicago Comic Con 1983, signed by John Byrne, Don Rosa, Ernie Chan, and 13 more. 1983, 79, signed by Wendy and Richard Pini, the people who did what do they do? That Elf book. I mean, look at these old con programs. Wally Wood, Bill Gaines, Frazetta, not signed.
Wow,
by
those are
Wish.
crazy
Yeah.
sweet, dude.
Right? 85 Chicago Comic Con, signed John Telephone, Julius Schwartz, and 4 more. I mean, these are amazing. Like, I'd be all over these. I got to start searching these out. I mean, $95, signed by Dick Tracy, creator. This one signed 1980, signed by Mike Grell, John Byrne, Frank Bruner. I mean, 76 SuperCon, $436, signed by Siegel and Schuster, Bill Gaines, Bob Kane.
Yeah, look at the SIGs on that one.
Oh my God, dude.
We showed this one on Monday.
This
Because I
is
just
so
pulled one of
cool.
those out because I got all excited because I saw the sale. And then I realized that like Murderer's Row of all the greatest comic people hadn't signed mine. And fuck yes, I went and checked this morning actually. Joe Shuster, Jerry Siegel, Bob Kane, Bill Gates.
Isn't that amazing, dude?
Look at that, dude.
Oh, Bob Kane signature for
They're all on.
436. Yeah, that's
I mean, all of these, Jeanette Kahn, Harvey Kurtzman, Stan Lee, sold for $994. This 74, $82. Look how great that cover is.
Mm-hmm.
69, $77. I mean, this is a great seller to follow, it looks like. Look at that. I mean, just very, very cool stuff. Look at this fanzines. Flash Gordon. Yeah, man. Very, very cool seller to follow. So I thought that was super, super cool. And finally, world record Devastator gift set. I fucking had this when I was a kid, dude. And
that was my favorite. My mom told me one time we were at my uncle's wedding, and I told the whole story of this thing in my sleep. Right? She's all, yeah, your new Transformers, the green like construction ones. She told me, like, I told the whole story. This is the only one I wanted, man, and I just loved it. Play with it. I even texted her this picture. I don't think she remembers, but she was like, I was like, Mom, you should have had me keep it in the box.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so great putting them together for the first time.
Yeah, for sure, dude. That was it.
I remember.
Yeah,
these.
that's on my list.
The
like
purple and green. Seeing,
yeah.
Whenever I see that purple and green together, I instantly get a shot of nostalgia. Like I'm back to being a kid.
Yeah.
Like that, they did such a good job with the background being that color, and they should have made this green. But man, that's good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the market report for January 31st, 2024.